Welcome to Legal Marketing Minutes, where I share short bursts of current marketing news and advice. I'm your host, Nancy Myrland. If we haven't met, I'm a marketing, business development, content, social, and digital media speaker, trainer, and advisor for lawyers and legal marketers in mid to large-size law firms. Your time is valuable, so let's get started, okay? In a recent Content Marketing Institute email that I got, they were offering an ebook on how to develop your company's tone of voice. And it made me start thinking that this is an important topic because in the age of social and digital media, we have the ability to reach a lot of people all over the world in a moment's notice. And social and digital media allow that because the platforms are so easy. It takes us seconds to establish ourselves on any of the social platforms that exist out there. And it's important because our firms have brands to protect, and we should do that fiercely. I mean, we've worked hard to get that brand established and to secure a position in the minds of people who think about our firms. It's what our clients and prospects need, and it's what they deserve, and it can be damaged in about a second. So how do you do that? Well, you have to define your brand, and if you don't define it, somebody else will. Somebody else might have already defined your brand. Really, it's how they perceive you in the marketplace and what happens when they do business with you and when they interact with you. So you may already have a brand out there, whether or not you had a part in establishing it, but many of you listening have taken some time to define your brand. And that doesn't mean your logo, your colors, your graphics, and your font. I mean, those are your visual identity, which is the physical representation of your brand. That's different. That's just a part of it once you've established it. I mean, your brand is what makes your firm your firm. It's your personality, it's your values, your approach, what people get when they see, hear, and interact with you. I mean, I'm easy. I'm a company of one here at Myrland Marketing and Social Media. So it's easy. I know what my brand is, and I have certain personality characteristics that I am defined by, and it's easy for me to be consistent in setting those out because I've had a lot of years of doing that. I mean, it's just me, so that's very easy. I mean, I know, and I'm looking at my social media banners. It's the same banner that I use all over, and in that, I have a little section sort of on the bottom left of all of my social media banners, and it says what I do. And the 6 words that I have down are teach, simplify, encourage, motivate, improve, support. Now, those are part of my brand, and those are the characteristics and the habits and what people get when they do business with me. And the other portions of my brand, which I also have defined and I do have in print, not important really to share those today, but hopefully those come out to you when you interact with me, whether it's we're doing business together, whether you're listening to me, seeing me, whatever you're doing with me, then those should be consistent. And again, as I mentioned, it can be damaged at a moment's notice. So what's important about your firm and the reason you need to define your brand and then communicate it with everybody on a regular basis is, again, inconsistency is not good for your brand. And your tone of voice needs to be somewhat consistent in all spaces. I mean, you might have some renegade lawyers that have bombastic personalities, and your firm's personality might not be that way. So you have to discuss that and say, do we need to talk to that person about how they come across in their communication, or is that just one sort of quirky lawyer that we let do what he or she wants because that's what people expect from that person? And it's not, I'm not suggesting that you tell people, you know what, this is what you can and can't say, and this is, you have to sound like this in everything you say and do. But remembering that consistency is key, I think it's important to define what your brand is and what your promise is to people, what you stand for, what your personality is, and then communicate that and do it initially. Make sort of a big splash about it. And if you haven't already, then communicate that to people. Find really interesting, and they can be fun ways to communicate that to everybody in your firm. And that doesn't mean just lawyers and other professionals in your firm, but it means your business professionals as well. And then on an ongoing basis, don't let people forget that. Find a way to put it creatively in writing and show it to people in a lot of places. And again, you can't tell people exactly what they can say and what they can't say when they're on their own time. You can guide them as to how they should say what they're saying about your firm and how they're acting when they are on your time. And I don't want to get into the legalities of all of that, but I think you understand what I'm saying is that understanding what your tone of voice is, which grows out of your firm's brand, is really, really very important. And it should be consistent, because if it's not, people will get confused. And when people are confused, then they don't always choose you like you wish they would. And they don't always think about you how you wish they would. And they also don't communicate about you in ways that you wish they would. And that means referral sources, just general discussion about your firm, about your lawyers. I mean, if somebody asks, what does your firm stand for? Then you should be getting consistent answers out of people that interact with you. If not, then it doesn't mean you failed. It just means you might need to step back a little bit and improve and talk about that brand again and talk about how that tone of voice and what you say, think, and do on your firm's behalf could be defined and should be shared with everyone and suggested to everyone. All right, so that's it for today's Legal Marketing Minutes. Do me a favor, let me know your thoughts about this topic. If you're listening on a platform where you can leave a comment, please do that, as I'd love to hear from you. If not, you can always find me on my blog at Myrland Marketing, which is MYRLAND marketing.com. Also, if you're connected to the legal profession, I invite you to join my Facebook group where we discuss marketing, business development, content, social and digital media. And you can find that by searching Facebook for Social Media for Lawyers and Legal Marketers with Nancy Myrland. When you do, let me know this is how you found out about the group. Well, thanks so much for spending a few legal marketing minutes with me. I know your time is valuable, so I appreciate you spending a few of them here with me. Until next time, I'm Nancy Myrland. Take care.